Welcome back to the farm. Today's the first day in which we don't have to harvest something, which is sad, but also kind of good because we can slow down a little and get caught back up. Not that we're really far behind. I mean, we're pretty much caught up. We don't have tillage to do. We don't have harvesting to do. We're just kind of shuffling things around. Got to get some stuff cleaned up, as you can see, and just put back into the appropriate places. So that's what we're going to start this morning by doing. But I do want to kind of give a little bit of an update as to some of the things that I've said over the harvest that I've thought about doing and kind of where we're at in those stages. What I mean is equipment wise, really. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is planters. And way back, probably a month ago now, we talked about a direct drill air cart system that the Case dealership has, and I was talking about possibly selling one of these 1775 NTs that we had. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, if I'm going to actually sell one of these, but I have pretty much decided that I am going to buy that whole air cart system with the anhydrous on the back as well. So that'll be a direct drive air cart system with the ability to put liquid fertilizer down right when we're planting. So that'll be nice to have and will be a good addition on top of at least one, maybe even both of these 1775s. The reason I haven't decided whether I'm going to sell the second one is eventually I've been looking at buying some more land, mainly to the east of where we are here, just past that intersection. There's some fields that might be going up for one, I think, is going up for rent. The previous farmer is getting out and they're looking to rent that out, so that might be where we start. And then there's actually another field up there that's getting sold as well. Actually, it's by the same farmer. Worked both of those. He's getting old, so he's getting out of farming, and that's fine. So I am looking at that, which having two, well, really three planters would be nice. It would be a good addition. That way we can run full force, you know. But we got a lot of like cleanup to do. We got a lot of, you know, we gotta just clean things, get the headers situated and whatnot. And the next thing I want to talk about, speaking of headers, is Honeybee has actually reached out to me. They're going to be bringing a header when we do that other field of wheat. They're actually going to be bringing a header out for me to test because they want to see if I want to potentially get into a partnership with them in place of these John Deere draper belts that we have, these 645 FDs. And they actually are thinking, or they're actually going to allow me to demo a Honeybee header and kind of do a little bit of a trade-off here where we'll run Honeybee headers next year instead of the John Deere ones, which will be nice if I like them, but we'll see at that point. We're still kind of getting into the swing of things, still kind of getting used to things here. This is only my first couple months on the farm, so I am still kind of getting used to things. As for tillage equipment, what we have officially decided is that we need another speed tiller. That's just, it's a must at this point. We use that thing too much. As you can see, it goes through a lot of wear and tear, and if we had another one, that would be amazing. It would really be amazing. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna sell one of these sets of discs. You can see we got a set out there and a set back here. We're gonna sell this set of discs here because we don't use it. We're planning on using it, and then we hooked it up to the 9620 here, and this is where it's sat ever since. And that was well before we even started harvesting. We had plans to use it, never did. We could have used another speed tiller. So we're definitely going to be selling this RD truck to John Deere. They got a good trading value for it towards a speed tiller, and we'll actually be probably getting a little bit money back from that. So that'll be nice. The only other final thing that I've thought about is getting another large tractor you know, especially with planting and, you know, getting into harvest where we're going to need 2-3 tractors plus, you know, tractors for speed tilling, grain carts, so on and so forth. I thought about getting another RT and 9RT series here. I don't know if I can really afford to do it and still have kind of the buffer money that I like to keep, but we're gonna cross that bridge when we get there. So really the first thing for today is we're gonna get some stuff cleaned up. The guys, Blake's gonna come in a little. I told him not to rush. He's gonna just kind of help me move some things. We do have to take that set of discs to the John Deere dealership, pick up the speed tiller and bring that back. So all in all, we got a little bit of shuffling today, but not much. A lot of it's just kind of washing things up and all that. So yeah, and I also did think about I'll go in here real quick. I thought about, and I've talked with Blake, because really Blake's the one that's going to be using it a lot. I've talked with him about getting that service truck that we talked about last video that the co-op's selling. I've talked about getting that, and I think we are going to buy that service truck. This truck over here is nice, but it's old. It's getting old. And while we can still use it, this Thunder Creek, the truck's too small for the Thunder Creek, and even if we want to pull a trailer with it, so it'll be nice to get that truck and work that out. As well as we don't need two Bobcats here, or 2 skid steers, so I think we're gonna sell the Bobcat that I brought in. I have looked at there is that Kubota dealership I talked about probably a month ago now that actually opened as well, so I do want to stop by there at some point, maybe when we're in town next, and check out some of that equipment, but that's for later down the day. So I'm gonna get to washing and cleaning equipment here, and then we'll kind of go from there and see what the day brings. All right, we're off towards the dealership right now, the John Deere dealership. We got one of the sets of discs on, and we got the 9620 RX that we're just going to take. This is the one that was actually hooked up already. We haven't changed it off, so this doesn't have many hours on it, so I figured we'll take this for a nice little drive, kind of clean the system, especially with being a newer tractor and having DEF and whatnot. You got to clean the system out, and they just can't sit. So we're going to take this on a drive. It's a few miles, probably 2.5, 3 miles. So it should take us probably an hour at 25 miles an hour or so. So we'll see if we can't trade this in. I'm super excited. I talked to them. They got the speed tiller all ready for us. We just got to pull in, essentially sign off the trade paperwork on this, sign the purchase information on the tiller, and then we're all set. So I'm excited, and hopefully we'll be back before lunch ish. We'll see. It took a little while, but we're here finally. So what we got to do is we're actually going to go to the second entrance here by the sign, and then we're going to pull in. So basically what I got to do is I got to go up to the shop here, just sign the paperwork, and then we can just switch everything out and go get one, or go drop this one off and go get the other. So I'm just going to leave this running and go get the paperwork signed, then we'll go from there. All right, we got everything situated. Paperwork's all signed for everything, so that's good. Essentially, what's going to happen, so you can see the speed tiller there in the end. What I got to do is they want this next to it, so I told them I'll just drop this here for now, hook up to that, pull that out, and then put this next to it. That way, because they got another set of these here right next to it, so they don't want to split them up if they can. So I'm going to do that, and then once we get on the road, I'll kind of explain how the process went and financially where we stand with it. All right, just pulling out a John Deere here now. We got everything hooked up, so I want to kind of explain, because I'm honest with you guys, and I want to, make sure that I'm transparent, because going into this being a new farmer and being the first year that I've ever farmed, it can seem kind of weird to just go out and buy new equipment, but my uncle left a good portion of money saved up, and we've obviously made some money with selling some of those potatoes and whatnot to begin with. So I just kind of want to start as to where we were. So this tiller here, it's the 475 speed tiller. from John Deere. Retails for about $112,500, right around that range. So that's what they had sticker price on this, brand new, 0 hours on it. So that's kind of what we were looking at. Again, we wanted that second speed tiller, go a little bit faster, and we can do a little bit more with it compared to some of the sets of discs that we had. The set of discs that we had, the 5-section set of discs, was going for about $80,400 for that trade-in value. That wasn't obviously retail. They'll mark that up to probably closer to 90. But the trade-in value was 80,400. So overall, we got some pretty good value out of it. It probably would have been worth more. It had very low hours on it. It was still in really good shape. However, it was 5 years old, 6 years old, somewhere in that range. And the new one sitting right next to it that I parked it next to was only going for 100, just over 100. So there wasn't much more value you could have got out of it, even though it was pretty clean and almost brand new. I think it only had like 8 or 9 hours on it. So overall, that left us with a little bit of a gap, 32,100. That's going to be out of pocket for us, which isn't bad considering we just obviously spent or just got some money in based off of the potato harvest that we did, or part of the harvest that we didn't have the room for to sell or to store, so we sold it before we got those extra bunker silos. So we luckily have the money to be able to do stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, that as much as I would like to not take a loan out, I think we are going to take a loan out for the other system that we're going to buy, the old air cart system and air drill. I think that's going to be the best bet. We could probably afford it up front, although if we don't like it, you know, I would rather have a loan than just out of pocket cash. You know, we might even rent it for a little, rent it in the spring. They said they haven't had any budgers on it. No one's even really looked at it. So we might go take a look at that again. Maybe see if we can't get a deal later today. But I got to run to town anyways. I want to stop by the Kubota dealership. But maybe at some point, we got some cars behind us. Maybe at some point we'll look into buying that. As we get ready to pull onto our road off the county road here, I do want to say that first, the 7 or 8 cars that are behind me have been super patient, so I appreciate them. But there's this, I'm sidetracking here. Anyways, there's this little barn here and kind of like driveway area. You can see all the traffic, driveway area and whatnot that I've yet to see used at all. And now, mind you, while I did work on kind of the west side of the town and the town for my landscaping business, I came down the county highway quite a bit, and I've never seen it used. There's also this house up here too that, again, I've never seen anyone at, so I don't know if they're abandoned or whatnot. So I am gonna look into this and see if like this section is up for sale or whatnot. I know the field right here to our left is going up. The farmer that farmed it is getting out of the business. He's getting old, he's retiring, so he's selling off his equipment and stuff like that, which will be nice to look into. I think he's got a couple bigger tractors too, so we might look into buying 1 or 2 of those depending on what he has. But this is going up here. You can see it's in grass now, just kind of not much to it, but I'm very curious about this off to our right. While I'm kind of going by this what used to be that soybean field that we took out that started downpouring on us, I think I'm gonna just do it real quick. You can see like the stubble and everything's floating around, so I think I'm just gonna drop the speed tiller here and just, I mean, it's a small field. It'll be a good way to test this, make sure that this is working good, and you know, all that. So I think it'll be fine and be useful as well. So we're just gonna drop it and see how it goes and go from there. Well, this didn't take long at all, about 45 minutes, just shy 40 minutes, somewhere in that range. And the whole thing's done. Just like the other one, this works just like a charm. I can't complain at all. It works great. I love these speed tillers. They do a great job. I mean, you could see just by the look of it, it turns the soil, blends in all the stock and the stubble. So overall, it just does a great job, and I love it. So we got this done. That was good, just to kind of knock out of the way. I totally forgot we even had to do this. We're gonna run this back, get this cleaned up, put it away, and then I want to kind of talk about some things that we have planned or possibly planned moving forward. I've hopped in my truck, and I kind of want to show you guys some stuff that we've planned and we've kind of thought out a little moving forward. Now, there's a lot of things that we just don't use currently, and they were used at one point or another, and we just don't use them now because we found better ways. This building is one of them. This is a grain storage building, as you can see here, and we don't use it, so we're not really sure what we're gonna do with it. We've mentioned the idea of just taking it down, mentioned the idea of possibly using it, but I mean, it's not useful right now to us as we stand here right this second. And I mean, it's a good building. It's nice and large, and we probably could have put potatoes in it, but it wasn't worth the hassle at the time. So this is something that, while it's here for the time being, it might not be here, and it is something we are reevaluating. However, the thing that I want to really talk to you guys about is kind of the plans for this area over here. And well, you might say, well, why do you need to develop this area or whatever? We don't. We think that it would be nice to do some sort of livestock. And we're not talking thousands and thousands of herd of cattle or pigs or whatever. We're just talking something small, some supplemental income type deal. Some stuff to do while we're not harvesting, right? Or we're not planting or cultivating, something like that. We're not root crop farming or plant farming. So we've thought about doing like a 50 to 100 herd pasture out here, and I think that's a great idea, and I'll kind of show you from the road what our thoughts are. But we were thinking splitting this field kind of in half, keeping half of it as, we'll actually cultivate it and plant good grass into it instead of just like this natural grass that really grows. So we've thought about doing that, and then we thought about putting a road in that kind of loops around from where we just were out to this road, and putting a nice barn up here and a pasture towards those trees and the road out back. That way they got a nice area to graze in and hang out. None of us have ever done cattle, so it'd be quite the experience, but I think it'll be nice to do. And on top of that, we want to put a pond out here out front and just kind of make this place look nice. It doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great. So we want this to be a nice place that is welcoming, and looks good, but is also functioning to what we need. And that's kind of the whole plan. So we want to do a pond out here out front, and that's why we still have the excavator and the roller here actually from the co-op. Is we're going to use those to dig that pond before winter, so that'll be coming up here shortly within one of the next couple episodes or couple videos. But we want to dig a pond out there, and then we also have some more of this gravel coming that we're going to redo some field approaches and stuff like that, and that's why we kind of have the roller there. That way we can make it nice and smooth and whatnot. We want to put a field approach here right off the end of this. I think we're going to make this road here a little bit wider because we just need that extra space. So there's a lot of like little things that we want to do just to kind of wrap up the farm and make it my own, really, and make it fit a little bit better to what we need. So that's kind of moving forward. Like also here, I want to just get rid of this grass and put some more stone on it, make this it looks okay, but it's not great. So there's just a lot of cosmetic things we want to do. So that's kind of the plan moving forward in the next couple of weeks before it starts to snow and the ground starts to get hard. We want to dig that pond. That way, when the snow melts come January, February, March time, we can get that water runoff into that pond. We can use it for a water source, actually, for the cows. So we got a lot of stuff like that. On top of that, we brought in, this is the old 475 speed tiller. We're going to redo, essentially rebuild all of these discs. If you remember, we did replace the bearings in the baskets before it actually went out to that field over there. We're gonna go through, take all the discs off over the winter, and just make it, back look good and work properly. So that's gonna be the game plan for that. That's why it's in here and kind of off to the side. Moving forward for the rest of today, though, I do have to run to the co-op, pick up the rest of our chemicals that we have that are sitting there, and then I might also run to Pioneer Seed to pick up some of the seed that they got waiting. Actually, I mean, pretty much all of our seed, if not all of it, is there now, but pick up some of the seed, probably not all of it today, and get that back to the shop. Or before I run to the co-op and Pioneer, I want to run into town here and actually the case dealership, but we're going to hit that after when we come back. I want to run into town. They got that Kubota dealership that just opened. Last week, I think it just opened. Maybe it's been 2 weeks. But I want to check it out because, I mean, we're not in the need for anything. Matter of fact, we really don't need anything at all, especially stuff this small. But they do, I guess, have a good selection of stuff down here. And from what I've heard, is they actually got a lot of grass and lawn care stuff, like mowers and tenders and all that. And if we do want to do cattle, or really any sort of animal, barn, whatnot, we're going to need that equipment and whatnot. So it should be right up here. I actually see the tractor right past this co-op. So we're gonna park out front here. Actually, it looks like there's some people walking around. We're gonna park out front and check out some of the equipment here. And again, I've heard good things. Hey Jim, how's it going? Susan, looking good. I've heard some really good things, and actually some of this equipment looks nice. Nice little, what is this? M8? Kubota M8 front loaders. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, here's the lawn care. So these are mowers. These are front mowers, rear mowers. Okay, so that's a bundle, I'm guessing. Got tenders. Okay, windrowers. Got a set of plows back here. They got everything. Those are seeders, fertilizers, sprayers. Here we go, balers. Yeah. And now these are something that I was looking at here. These 4-person Kubota side-by-sides. I was looking at those. Those are nice. That's actually a 4-person too. It just has the seats folded up. These are the 2-person ones. Oh wow, they actually got some large tractors too. That's an M8, that's an M7 as well. And I thought I saw, let's go around front here. Thought I saw some skid steers. Nice. Wow, they got a lot of nice equipment. I'll have to remember this place for when, if we do decide to go, like, I think we're going to go cows if we do decide. So if we do that, we'll have to remember this. Before we head back, I do want to stop by the case dealership here and just check out that air drill and air cart fertilizer system again. I mean, it's right here, and I just want to, look at it. This would be great for us. I mean, we got Ag Solutions, Forward Ag Solutions, ammonium nitrates system. We got a giant seed tender here, the Seed Hawk 980. And then we got the Seed Hawk air drills. So, I mean, this, you can't complain with this. And I think this would be great, especially the amount of acres that we have. I mean, we only harvested a third of what we actually own. So, I mean, we're going to need something this big to keep up with that. And we do have the equipment to do it. We definitely do. I don't know if I like the price tag on it. It's right around that $700,000 mark. So it is expensive. Very expensive. There's another thing I was looking at, and they got a couple of them here. They got a dry box, but I was looking at the liquid spreader here, the fertilizer spreaders. This would be nice too, compared to the tow behind that we have. And actually, the nice part about it is these are the exact same tractor. It's just got a different box on it. This has the dry box, and this has the liquid tank. So, I mean, it would be nice to get a system like that, but I don't know if I can actually justify it at this moment. We'll see once we actually start spraying equipment or spraying fields and whatnot. But again, at this point, I don't think I can justify it. It's also a really long excavator there. But I definitely think I want to at least rent, but probably buy this Seed Hawk system. It's too good to be true for what we need. Anywho, we're on our way to Pioneer Seed. The co-op swamped today. They got a lot going on. I called them. I said, hey, can I come pick that up? They're like, we don't have someone to load you, and quite frankly, I don't even think you're gonna get your truck in. So I'm gonna get that at a later date. They got it. I'm not worried. They've been super awesome this entire time, getting me situated with everything I need, and I can't thank them enough. So I told them I'll just go to Pioneer and I'll start picking up the seed there. Now, I don't actually know how much. I know they said they had a majority of our seed in. I don't know how much of a majority is, and that was a week ago, if not 2 weeks ago. I think that was 2 weeks ago, actually. So I don't know if they have more in or what I have no idea. So with that being said, we're just gonna go and see what they got. As we get ready to pull up here, I will say the drive was actually not bad. We're not too far north of the farm here, but the drive wasn't too far, and that's the northernmost co-op, I believe. But here's Pioneer, and they said if I can just flip around, I can park across the street. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, Pioneer does all the seeds in the area. They deal with pretty much all the seeding. And we're gonna actually, I don't think I'm blocking anything. We're gonna shut this down here. No, I'm not blocking anything. They actually, you can see on the side, they got a bulk system, so we could bring like our seed tender down or one of our trucks and just fill it up completely with seed if we wanted to, depending on what kind. These are all the different kinds, I guess. We're not doing that. We opted for the pallet version, and I'm gonna go check in with them. They got a lot of seed here. Oh my. Pallets and bins and everything. Oh wow. I'm gonna go check in with them, see what they got, and head upstairs for the office. So see what's ours, what they got in and whatnot, and we'll go from there and see if we can't figure it out. We got everything situated, payments, all that fun stuff, you know. And they said all of this right here lined up is our seed, and that's what I kind of thought when I looked at it. I didn't say it, but that's what I kind of thought when I looked at it here. This is all our corn seed, because we're doing a lot of corn planting this year. We got wheat seed. This should be soy. Yep. And then this is sunflower, I believe. Yep. So we got a lot of seed here. A lot of seed. So we're gonna probably just back or pull onto the side here, and they're gonna use, they got 2-3 forklifts or whatever, so they should load us up pretty quickly, I'm guessing. Well, this is the last pallet. It's one of the test pallets we got here that we're gonna do some test planning on for Pioneer. Actually, this honestly, this bag here, this pallet is like empty because there's not a lot in it, just based on the amount that obviously they want us to test. So it's a small amount, small bag, and not a lot to it. So we're gonna put this back up against the wall here. And I'll show you around kind of how we organize it. Now, again, this isn't all our seed. You saw earlier. We have a lot more seed to come. Oh, I guess I need to move this forward a little so I can actually get out. There we go. We got a lot more seed to come. Actually, all that's left is corn seed. So we got plans for that as well. But starting over here, like I said, this is our test seed. So on the right-hand side over here, all these big bags, this is all soy. Each one of those bags, with the exception of this one, that up there is the same as one of them. I'd have to look at the numbers. But this is all soybeans. There's 4 different types that we're going to be doing some test planting on. The shelf here, these are 3 different types of corn, different hybrids, different maturity time frames on them. And then this is a test of wheat. So we got a plot of wheat that we're going to do that we're going to test out. As far as kind of how we organize things, up here, this is going to be the wheat seed. No, sorry, corn seed. This is corn seed up here, which will probably end up getting moved because we do have a lot more coming. We'll have to see. This is all sunflower seed here in the orange. We do have this opening here. This is all wheat seed. And then this is all soy here, which you can see we're actually almost full on both of these. I think what we're going to probably end up having to do is move the sunflower seed on this side here because we don't have a whole lot of it, and we do have a lot of corn, and the corn, I can tell you right now, is not going to fit on this. So, and then obviously anything we need, we got leftover shelving over here. This is all our lime and stuff like that in these areas, solid fert, and then obviously liquid fert and herbicide. So we got a ton of stuff, and we should be pretty well stocked come planning next year. So that'd be super nice. But I have to run, get some phone calls done about some of the stuff we talked about earlier, and just some overall planning of crop, where crops are going to go, and obviously when we're going to sell potatoes, stuff like that. So with that being said, that's where I'm going to call it for this episode. We're going to, like I said, I'm going to head back to the house, hop on the computer for probably a few hours now, and make a lot of phone calls to get stuff planted. So thank you all for tuning into this video. I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, leave a like. It's great. It helps out, and I love bringing the day in the life of the farm type series for you. So I'm gonna close some of these up, make some phone calls, and then get some dinner, even though it's only 1:15. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next episode.